I have like 11 Twitter followers.
All right, it's your man Jay Will. We are live here for a special exclusive. Today is launch day, and we got a very, very, very interesting device to discuss. Stay tuned for more things like this. When devices launch, if enough of us can get them, we'll bring them to you in a live stream, and we'll also do unboxings for you. But for now, this video is about the newly released Moto. Oh man, that's such a Boston. I've been using my Moto Z so much. This is for the ZTE Max Pro. I got a lot of phones. It's hard to keep up with them. So we're going to talk about this in detail here. Some of the people on the panel, well, you know everybody on this panel right here. It's a small panel, but you know us. I'm Jay Will, and we also have Tony P on. But first, I want to introduce someone that's new to my stream. Name of techy, and I will say this about him: if you've look around YouTube, you'll see a bunch of cool intros to videos. You finally get to meet the person behind a lot of those intros because he's putting together some nice work. I went to his stream last night, and I got to mute out some of these phones. It's pretty exciting to get him on the stream. He's probably excited, but I think I'm excited too because I like different things. I don't like to do the same thing over and over again. But we're going to make sure that we give you some good content, good deep like we do in these panels. And this one is about the ZTE Max. Everybody say hello to techy.
What's up, guys? Techy here.
Hey, what's up, techy?
You could check out my channel on YouTube. I am techy. Also on Instagram, techy267. Basically, I do unboxing, reviews, and tech news. Anything that's tech, I do that. So yeah.
All right, nice work there. So next, this guy obviously doesn't need an introduction because he's on a lot of the streams. You know, he's I'm trying to get things set up at the same time. This is my man, Tony P. We always ride together on a lot of things. We get the devices, we talk about them. Tony rocks out almost every device I have. He's reviewing everything. We talk about it, we collab on it, and let's say, hey man, do you want to get this device? Yeah, I might get it. But he really doesn't need an introduction, but I got to do it anyway. It's my man, Tony P. Say what's up to Tony P, y'all.
What's up, Tony?
What's up, everybody? Tony here, and just enjoying this wonderful day with some goodies today. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, we're going to get it popping, guys. So everybody on this panel has been enjoying this beautiful phone right here. We'll do some official stuff, you know. We'll get to the techie stuff. We'll do that, and then we're gonna give our real world experiences on it. Now, techy is fortunate enough to have it for at least 24 hours now, maybe even 48. So he's got the jump on us. But I tell you what, wow, I didn't even notice this many people in the stream. Apologize, guys. Let me open up the live chat. Shout out to you guys for joining in so quickly. I appreciate it. Let me get the live chat open because I'm sure there's people that are in the live chat that would like to let me monitor the comments real quick. Wow, man, I appreciate the love, guys. I didn't even notice the live chat that fast. So hey, yeah, there they are. The people are there. What's going on, everybody? Everybody saying what's up? Hey, my bad. I didn't even notice y'all. Get my windows set up. When you do so many live chats and stuff, man, you just kind of get into like a rhythm and you just start talking and you just hope that everybody can catch it. I know it's 3 p.m. here where Central Standard Time I'm at. I think where Tony's at, it's what, 5?
4.
It's 4? What time is it where you're at, techy?
It's 1:07.
1:07. So he's 2 hours behind me and 3 hours behind Tony. And you know, when you're doing these live streams, you hope that people can catch you live because the live streams are the best way to talk about a phone. It's really nice to do it this way because it's a lot easier. And you get to us. I might even take some live phone calls. This will be pretty good. I might put the live phone calls in. I can't wait to finish remodeling my office so I can get out of this area where I actually have 2 man caves. But I'm remodeling my office and I'm going to set it up. I got a new desk area. It's going to be sweet. But for now, you got to stay with me in my kitchen for now. But the ZTE Max. So we're going to talk about the specs real quick. And I'm really curious to see what Tony is we've already had experiences with this phone already, and it's going to be good. So the specs officially are this: 6-inch 1080p IPS display, 13 megapixel rear camera, 5 megapixel front camera. Which Tony, we video chatted on that earlier. Wow, the quality is off the charts on the front camera. 2 gigs of RAM. I was kind of hoping for 3 gigs, but I knew it had 2 gigs. But it does run the Snapdragon 617, so the Snapdragon 617, pretty much you got the internals of the Moto G4 inside of this with a little extra, a few more goodies, so it's going to be pretty good. But a kicker here about this phone right here is this has a 3,400 milliamp hour battery. Now, I didn't really, I'm going to be honest, I'm going on record, I didn't know this after I started doing my unboxing because specs only mean so much to me at some point or another. You know, it's good. So the 6-inch screen is very, very, very nice. It's 174 grams, but I wouldn't think so. Tony, how did you compare when you picked up your iPhone 6s Plus? What did it feel like next to that?
Well, actually, it's almost the same size, maybe a little bit lighter than the iPhone Plus, 6 Plus. It's almost the same design, but it does. I'm gonna say it's a little bit lighter.
TechRite, do you have any other device that you can compare it to?
Probably to the LG Stylo. I've noticed that when I picked up the LG Stylo, it felt really light and kind of like cheap. But when I picked up this phone, I can sort of like similar, like compare it to the iPhone 6s. Actually, the rounded corners kind of makes it feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 6s Plus, those are in the 197 area, and they feel like a paperweight in your pocket. Now, obviously, I do have that phone, but it feels much heavier than this. This is a wide phone, but it's not as bad as what you might think. It's kind of one of those ones where I always tell people you're gonna have to just try this. You're gonna have to go to the store and pick it up and put it in your hand. I mean, do you guys disagree, or what do you think? It's one of those phones that you kind of, what do you think?
Definitely, you definitely have to go out there and pick it up because this is actually it's a pretty big device, so it's not for everybody. So I would recommend that you actually go to the store, hold it in your hand, you know, give it a little spin before you jump out and buy it. Definitely.
Know that you want to buy it before you pick it up because some people do not like them phablets. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would agree with these guys. It's just one of those things that you're just going to have to pick it up. And the specifications on here, the dimensions, I should say, 165 by 83 by 8.9. Now, that sounds massive, but again, like we just talked about, you got to get this in your hand. You got to get this in your hand, and I think you'll be blown away by what you have in your hand. It's a beautiful piece of hardware. It's very difficult. Now, let's get into a little bit of a downer is that it has Gorilla Glass 3. Is that okay with you guys? I'm okay with Gorilla Glass 3 because it has a 2.5D curved arc glass, so I really don't care. But what do you guys think about the Gorilla Glass 3?
Gorilla Glass 3, I think it's fine for the price point of $99. You know, you can't really complain about anything actually on this device for $99.
Yeah. As Tony said, when you're buying a phone or getting a phone that is $99, you can't really expect much. But this phone really delivered. I do not really care that it has Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Again, it's $99, as Tony said, but really good phone, really nice display. I like how they did the 2.5D display on that, the raised display. Like the Tribute 5, I guess you can compare it to. It's really nice.
I totally agree. Now, there are going to be some things that we talk about this phone. This phone isn't flawless. I can tell you that. It's not flawless. But it's in the right direction, and they're doing it right. Someone made a comment on a video of mine just a few minutes ago saying, how are they getting away with this price point? They must not be making some money. They're making some money some kind of way, but I don't really care. I'm getting the best value here. Shout out to everybody in the live stream right now, the people in there. Thanks for Sean for showing up. Man, I know it's kind of spur of the moment. Sean's one of the permanent moderators that we have in place to keep control of the comments and stuff, man. But I appreciate you guys in the live stream. Total respect to everybody that can make time and come in and chat with us and talk about these new technologies. So the first thing, I want to go to TechRite on this one first. I want to go to him on his thoughts on this. Now, I talk about this in my video, and I can't get it across enough how beautiful this hardware is. What do you think about the hardware, TechRite? I'll give my thoughts on it, but your honest opinion about the hardware: a 10, an 8, a 7. What do you think? By the way, it looks also.
Really a 10. First thing that I noticed was on the side that kind of textured power button, if you know that. It's kind of textured with the metal, and it has this kind of rose gold color lining around it, and it has that as well on the camera, the LED, and the fingerprint gold lining around, and it's just a thing that they added to it that just makes it look so beautiful. It's pretty crazy. But I couldn't ask for anything better than this. Really love how the phone feels in my hand, and the phone in general looks pretty sexy.
What's your thoughts on that, Tony?
Man,
hardware.
I can't really say anything else. He about covered everything. Yeah, the first thing when you hold it in hand is you're gonna feel it just feels real good in the hand. The backing reminds me once again of the Nexus 5. It's like smooth, and it's in my hands. It's actually a perfect size device. It's not too big, not too small. I think it's perfect. I like where the volume buttons are, and the power button is not that it's not too far away. And the overall, just the look of it, the front display is just beautiful. I like the way it rounds off on the edges. And yeah, like he mentioned, the gold accents all around the camera, the fingerprint scanner, the flash, and even the power buttons just looks amazing, man. I love this phone. Build on it.
You guys definitely tackled pretty much everything. I think that the hardware, it's not top-of-the-line hardware, but it's top-of-the-line hardware for this price bracket.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be real. This is $100, and this is technically $200, but me and Tony grabbed it for $150. However, this is in the same price range. This is $240. This is $170, and this is $400, and this is obviously $700 or something like that. But for this price bracket, this is top of the line hardware. $99. You just can't put it into words. $99 for this type of. It's like they paid attention to detail. Like TechRite said, the ridged power button. That's important, and I thank Motorola for doing that also. The ridged power button helps you determine if you're in it's dark or something like that. You can grab that in phone and you'll know, oh, that's the power button. Those little things, customers appreciate that. I do. I appreciate a ridged power button. I mean, I think they're paying attention to detail for that. Now, this is a metal chassis. TechRite, is this a metal chassis?
So I thought it was a metal chassis when it came out, or when I first took it out of the box. But someone left in the comments, if you do a tooth test and you rub your tooth against it, then it's not metal. But I'm thinking that it's some kind of brushed aluminum. But some dude commented and he said it was plastic. I'm not 100% sure on that yet, though.
Well, I tell you what, it feels like
it's
aluminum.
Metal.
Yeah, it's metal.
I believe it's metal. If you go down by the USB Type-C and rub your finger in there.
Oh yeah, okay.
You could definitely see
yeah.
that it's metal.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was some kind of like brushed aluminum, because he was saying that it's plastic, just stating off of a tooth test.
Yeah, you can put it next to your Moto G4 and you can tell the difference.
You can stick your finger in a USB port a little bit and you could grab the metal. It's metal. It's metallic.
Wow. So the question is really, how are they getting away with this? I mean, because this is some killer. I'm taking off my Moto G case here so I can kind of compare it. This is some pretty killer hardware. Yeah, I think this is aluminum. I can tell the difference. Look, you have it too, Tony. So take your Moto G4 and put it next to that. You can kind of tell that it's a little different. I think this is aluminum. I can verify with ZTE though. But wow, the hardware here is top tier for the price. There's just no other way to say it. The hardware is top tier. Now, even though this phone is kind of on contract, if you will, for $99, it's still only $179. They actually dropped the price point from $199 to $179 at launch. The rumor was it was $199, but it's actually just $179 at full cost. So even with that, it still competes with these phones. I grabbed the ones I have closest to me. It still competes with these phones. And I think that of these phones, it has, I'll go on record and say that, it definitely has the best hardware. It's got a fingerprint reader. It's got, from what we think is an aluminum chassis. Yeah. The reader is what I want to talk about next. Now, you guys know that a lot of phones in this price bracket don't have fingerprint readers. Tony, and then TechRite, you can hit up next. Tony, what's your experience with the fingerprint reader?
The fingerprint reader is not the fastest. I'm going to say there is a slight delay, you can see. Sometimes, well, there's a little, like 2-second delay on it. Not a real game changer, but it does work. It does unlock your device for $99. Come on now. It does it pretty fast.
Yeah.
There's a 2-second delay though. Definitely a 2-second delay. It's been unlocking my device, I'm gonna say 99% of the time.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of slow, like Tony said. It's
2-second delay on it.
Yeah. TechRite, you think yours is fast?
I think it's all right. I mean, it's a fingerprint sensor. Takes about a second to turn on the phone with the fingerprint sensor. But also, I've had some problems with the fingerprint sensor as well. When I try to turn it on, if I don't get it like exactly in the middle of my finger, well, not exactly, but in the general area of the middle of my index finger of the tip, sometimes it doesn't register, and it says that it's not registering. But what you can do is you can add, if you want both fingers to have a fingerprint scanner, or you want different fingers on your hand to have a fingerprint scanner, you can add up to 5. So I think that's good that you can add up to 5 fingerprints on your fingerprint scanner. That's another plus to it.
Yeah, the fact that they've included a fingerprint reader at all for basically $179 is fantastic. And what I will say is that the fingerprint reader has worked, like Tony said, 99.9% of the time. It's just not the fastest. And, you know, why do we always have to get the fastest, you know? I have a fingerprint reader on a phone that's $99, and I also have a fingerprint reader on a phone that's $800, $1,200, $700. You see what I'm getting at? So, you know, it's the great value for $99. So we're not going to praise this phone. The hardware is good. The hardware is good. The fact that we get a fingerprint reader is great. Now, I've tested out the cameras. Tony, we tested out the cameras. I tested out TechRite. You obviously have had the phone longer than us, but I know you've tested out the cameras. What is your thoughts on the TechRite? What do you think about the front and rear cameras?
I think both front and rear cameras are pretty good quality. I mean, rear camera is 13 megapixels, and it has that image stabilizer. Also, I noticed with the rear camera and the front cameras that it has a slow motion feature, and I think that was pretty cool that they added it to it. I thought it was going to be a little gimmicky, but the slow motion actually works like very well on this phone. It's not as good as the 6S. You are working with a budget phone here, but it works pretty good. I didn't expect it to work this good, and I have a sample slow motion video on my channel if you'd like to check that out.
So guys, you know how we do it. If you're in the live stream, once again, shout out to everybody in the live stream that always joins in. I appreciate you guys, and newcomers. I appreciate you if you got the link from whoever. Shout out to, man, some big dogs in there. TechRite, say hello in the live stream so they can all click on your name and they'll be able to go to your channel. You already know me and Tony. Shout out again to the mods. I appreciate you guys joining in and helping keep the live stream clean. You know how I do it. I like a live, clean show. You know, no nonsense. I appreciate everybody joining. Chicago Herbs is in the house. I haven't seen him in there. A lot of you guys are in there, man. We appreciate you guys. Paul Tech is in here too. Hey, man, the stream is going so fast I couldn't catch all the names.
What's up, Paul Tech?
Keith Williams. Oh man, Keith, you gotta call me up. Okay. You guys want to take some phone calls? Since I'm gonna get back to the stream, sure. But I gotta get Keith's call because Keith, if you're free, man, I want you to call me up. You got the number? Put it in the stream. Let me try to put it in real quick. If somebody already has the number, put it in there. Let me see if I can type it in real fast. Mike Green is in the house. He's been a subscriber for a while. What's going on, Mike? Phone line is so Keith. Keith has gotten VIP status all of a sudden. I want Keith to call me up if he can. I want to hear. He's had it since the 29th. I didn't know that. So Keith, if you can, man, call me up, and then I want to get another take. I want to get another call. I want you to tell me how you've been dealing with it since the 29th. Today is the 1st. Today is launch day. So Keith, if you can call me, dude, ring me up. I got the phone line waiting for you real quick. I love to get people's opinions throughout. And anybody else in this stream who has the Max Pro and you want to call up, give us a call. We'll take, okay, Keith's going to call up real quick. If you have the Max Pro and you're in this stream, let me know. And I know there's a little bit of a delay. Yeah, you can call, circular, square, you can call, man. I just always call out Keith, man, because Keith is always in here. He's in the stream with us, and he has all the phones, and so I like that. So we're gonna okay. So I got a call here. I'm gonna take this call real quick, and I am talking on the Max Pro. What's going on? It's your man Jay Will. I got the speakerphone on right now. You're live right now, the live stream for the Max Pro. Who we got? Oh, lost the call. Whoever that was, call me back. The call dropped off for him. It happens. Live mistakes. I'm gonna take a bite of my jumbo size Oreo. You know. So, Pete, if you can, Pete, call me up, man. If you got the number, anybody in the stream who's got the Max Pro, I need to know who you are. All right, here we go. I think this might be Keith.
Maybe we can add Paul Tech to the live stream. He's got the
hey, this is Jay Will. You're live right now on live stream for the Max Pro. Who we got on the line?
How's it going?
What's going on, man? Who we got?
Oh yeah, I know this is random, but I'm asking, are you gonna be attending the event, the Samsung event for Note 7 tomorrow?
Wow. You know, I've said it before. I am a tester. You guys know that. I can't officially speak on the Samsung device, but I won't be there. But I can tell you, you will enjoy the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. It's going to be a hot device.
Okay, thank you. And this was Mike, by the way.
Oh, Mike. Okay, what's going on, Mike?
All right.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it, man. You'll enjoy it. You will enjoy the Note 7. That's about all I can say at this point.
Okay, all right. Have a good day, bro.
All right, appreciate it, Mike. And this is tech, you know, so we can talk about anything. Keith, whoever that was, I think I was Keith calling, I'm not sure. Hit us up again, man. I got the phone line back open for you. We're talking about the Max Pro by ZTE, newly launched today. We got TechRite on the line. This is TechRite's first time being on the stream. I appreciate him being, so Sean said, boo. I appreciate him being on the stream, man. It's good to see. I like to talk to all YouTubers. You don't have to have 100,000 subscribers. You just have to like technology, and I'm going to have you on the show. And that's how we're going to do it. And you already know Tony P. I got the phone line open. I think this might be Keith calling back. Let me try it again. What's going on? You're live with your man Jay Will and Tony P. And we got TechRite online. We're talking about the ZTE Max Pro on launch. Who we got?
What's up, Jay?
What's going on, man? Keith is in the house.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's perfect, man. You must be talking on the ZTE Max Pro.
Yeah, so I just made my calls down here in South Carolina around, and my local, the Metro PCS next to me said they wasn't going to have, they didn't have it. They still don't have it to this day.
Wow.
So I was in Charleston, South Carolina, and this guy told me he'll sell me the phone if I come in and get it.
Wow.
I went down there and got it.
Get out, dude. So you had it. Now, this is getting a different perspective. I think TechRite has had it for a while, too. You've had it since the 29th. What are your thoughts on the ZTE Max Pro so far?
Oh, man, I'm loving this device, man. It's a big phone, and the hardware, like you guys are saying, the hardware is fantastic for the price. It's just worth the price. I really haven't had any bad issues with it at all.
Nice. Let me give a shout out to Sincere, man. Sincere B is in the house real quick. Oh man, I got some champions up in this month, man. So, dude, what do you think about the camera?
Oh, the camera, I really haven't had that much real testing with it, but it's okay. It's okay. Again, you gotta go back to the price, though. You know.
Yep. I gotta agree with you. If you don't, If you got when you start to pick out things that you dislike about phones that cost under 150, you kind of really have to start looking at the price, the value ratio, and more than likely, you're probably going to keep the phone and say it's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
I would definitely say that the screen quality on this phone is actually better than my LG G5. And I put them side by side. I think not to be bashing my LG G5 because my LG Gladiator is on the stream. I know, but I just got to be honest with you. It looks better.
Man. Well, you know, I'll go on record and say I think the
Shots fired.
is better than the G4. You know, I love the screen on
Shots
the G4,
fired.
but I think the screen on this one is better.
Yeah, this is a good screen, man. ZTE. They hit this out the park with this one, man. This is a great phone. I mean, especially if you guys want to just use this, you can use this for media if you just wanted to. I mean, it's only $100 phone. So.
That's right. And I'm taking calls on it right now. So this little rear-mounted speaker is actually really good, bro. We're talking on this phone, and I got it on speakerphone, and it's actually pretty good. So if you're listening to this right now and you're on the stream or you're watching the replay, you're getting a sample of how nice the ZTE Max Pro really is.
Right, yeah, definitely. I haven't had anybody complain about my call quality or anything, and I was kind of skeptical with Metro PCS because, you know, where my T-Mobile people at, stand up.
Oh yeah, I'm T-Mobile.
right here. But
it's the same service, so.
That's right.
It's all good.
All right, Circle of Square say he'll be right back. Come on back with us in the stream when you can, Circle of Square. Man, I tell you what, man, I always like to get Keith. If you don't know who Keith is, just listen to some of my other previous streams, and you'll see that Keith buys everything. He's one of those underground techies, and, you know, it is what it is. Everybody doesn't shoot videos. Everybody doesn't vlog, but that doesn't mean everybody can't ball out and grab all the hottest items. And Keith Williams is one of those people. He grabs nearly all of the devices like we do. And shout out to Anthony Knight. He does too. From Night Tech Roots, Paul Freeman, Paul Tech. All these guys, they grab all these phones, and they're regular consumers like us. You know what I'm saying? So they're giving up their honest opinion on it. So speaking of the rear-mounted speaker, we're going to discuss this one. Tech Right, Tony, and me and Keith, we're going to all discuss this rear-mounted speaker. So Keith, since you're on the phone, I want you to start it off. What do you think about the rear-mounted speaker when you're watching videos and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, the quality is just very clear. I mean, you know how you sometimes the speaker on devices this price range, usually a penny, or you could definitely not get that much bass, or the highs, or something is not tweaked the right way. But this one right here, it sounds good. It's a great quality. And again, I have to go back to the price, man. You can't beat it.
Agreed. Tech Right, what do you think, man?
Absolutely.
Yeah, again, I agree. The speaker on this phone is super good. If you guys notice, you can go to Dolby Audio, and with Dolby Audio, you can kind of you can make it to what kind of mode you want. So you could put it on movie, music, game, voice, or you can use it as whatever preference you like. Make a custom file for your audio. So I think that was pretty cool that ZTE teamed up with Dolby to do that. But yeah, pretty good speaker.
Tony, how's your experience been with the speaker?
Well, I haven't had too much time with the speaker, but I did watch a video, and the speaker quality was actually not bad. It's not the loudest speaker, but it did sound pretty clear. I didn't have no tinging or anything. So, the placement of it obviously is not the best, but as far as the quality of the speaker, I say it's a pretty decent quality speaker. Not the loudest, but it's a decent speaker. In my, my few.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page. Keith likes it. I like it. Tony likes it. Tech Right likes it. And probably everybody in the stream who has actually purchased it. I think we got to go on record and say this is, again, you start to get into value. Like me and Keith, and we were all talking about earlier, you get into only paying $99 for it, and it's just a fantastic value, right? I mean, who would not want to pay $99 for a 6-inch device with a 1080p IPS display, Dolby? Now, Keith, we were talking about the body earlier. Me and Tony and Tech Right talked about this. Doesn't this feel like aluminum? Is this aluminum or aluminum? What do you think?
I don't know. I was hard pressed to find out what this is, but it does feel like it. I mean, the the metal, it just feels like it's metal or something. It just feels, yeah, it's great quality. They did a good job. They really did. And I like the back cover too. The back cover is nice.
Yeah,
it's a nice looking device. It's sweet.
Yeah,
it really is.
The matte feel of the back. Tony was talking about that. That just feels fantastic. I won't even put a case on this. Like I said, if I put a case on this or a tempered glass, it's just gonna be because somebody sent it to me for review. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't have no reason to put a case or a tempered glass on this. It feels phenomenal.
Right.
Well, man, Keith, I appreciate you calling in, dude. As always, I love that you step up to the challenge when I call you. When I call you out, man, you always be like, all right, man, let me go ahead and call in real quick. But, man, I'm glad that you got it. I didn't even know you had it, but I'm glad you got it, man. And everybody else in the stream, if you have this phone, bring us up, man. Give us your thoughts on it. You can give us a quick review of it if you want to. Keith basically said it's a hot item, you know, and that's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you you got a little bit of money and, you know, if you just want one phone out there or whatever, you just get this phone. This is a great budget phone, man. You won't be disappointed with this phone, trust me. But Jay Will, my Axon is coming too. I was a little bit late to jump on the gun with that, but it's coming.
You better get it, bro. You're going to love the Axon 7, man. The Axon 7 is on point. It's well worth the $400. It is.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
Okay.
Well, Keith, man, I appreciate you showing love, man. As always, everybody shout out to Keith Williams, man. He's basically a part of the family, a part of the team. He's here all the time. LaShawn, all these guys, Kevin. We're just going to do it like this on live streams, man. I appreciate all the support to all you guys, man. So, Keith, man, I'm going to see you back in the stream, bro.
All right, now. Y'all take it easy.
All right, peace.
All right.
Oh, I got another call already. I think this is another one coming in. What's going on? It's your man, Jay Will. You live. You caught me live real quick. Who is this?
What's going on, Jay? This is Bauer 317.
Oh, man. Okay, so the person on the phone, I'm going to introduce him real quick because you might not know who he is just by hearing his voice. Everybody watching this live or you're watching the replay, Bauer is always he's in all the live streams, it appears, man. So he's kind of become just like Keith, man. It's just kind of one of those things where you expect that person. You're like, where's Bauer at? Or, you know, he's one of those people that is picking up the phones. He's a hands-on. He's a real person just like us, a real consumer, you know, who doesn't get a bunch of review units. He's spending his own money. Everybody say what's up to Bauer, man. He's up in the house. He finally gets called in, man.
What's up, Bauer?
What's going on, Jay?
What's up, Bauer?
I was calling in. Just a quick review. I picked up the Max Pro on Saturday. I took my son to Metro PCS to get the J7 and saw that they had it in stock, and it was only $100. So I went ahead and grabbed one, tested out, and I gotta say, it's that deal for that price.
Yeah.
The only complaint I would probably have is the back speaker.
Yep.
Other than that, it's a great phone.
And see, I love to hear stuff like that. I love to hear it because, again, real consumers, we just happen to be broadcasting this stuff for the techies, you know, people out there who don't know. But I'm all about the end user, and so here's an end user just like me. He's a regular consumer, and Bauer, he bought the device. He loves it. Somebody just put in there J7. Edgar, shout out to Edgar real quick. He said, did he make a bad choice by getting the J7? Let me tell you something. I'm going to discuss this later, but since you're in the live stream and this is a replay, the J7 has a better display than the ZTE Max Pro because the J7 is AMOLED. And there you have it. Mm-hmm. That's my take on the J7 versus the ZTE Max Pro. You will see a battle with these phones, but not right now because I have a ton of other things that I've agreed to. But the J7, I got to go on record and tell you, it's a much better display. Even though it's 720p and it's 5.5, it's a much better display than the ZTE Max Pro. Not by a lot, but the J7 has AMOLED technology, and that's just me, but I prefer AMOLED. I think it does the colors right, hands down.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but yeah, for the price, and you know, I don't have any complaints. The fingerprint scanners, great. It only takes a second for me to actually get logged back on, so I'm happy with it. I do want to try the Axion and see how that does.
You can love that,
for now, I'm going to rock with this one for a minute.
That's what I'm talking about. A good price, $99. You just can't beat something like that. It's kind of a no-brainer. And again, we were talking about it earlier. How are they getting away with this? They're making funds some kind of way, but as a consumer, we're benefiting big time. $99? You know, the average consumer doesn't buy a phone like we buy. Everybody in this stream You're techies whether you want to accept it or not. Tech Right, his name is Tech Right. He's a techie. Tony, he's a techie. I'm a techie. Bauer, you're a techie. AJ, all you guys are techies, but at the same time, you're average consumers. So we have a different aspect and view on it. We're going to buy way more phones than the average consumer. And I know AJ doesn't do it like that, but if a consumer had to buy a phone and I had to pick between all these phones on the table in that price bracket, if they can handle a larger screen and a bigger body, I would tell them to go ahead and go with the ZTE Max Pro. It's just, it's that good.
Absolutely, I agree. I think at that price point, you can't pass it up.
All right, bro. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate the love.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
Yeah, Tony P. Go ahead, man. You right though.
Yeah, so I was saying that at that price point, you know, this is just a device you can't pass up. You know, you're getting a lot for $99. You're actually, you know, you're getting a lot of stuff that even flagship devices don't have, like USB Type-C. The S7 doesn't even have USB Type-C. You know, so in my opinion, this is the budget king right now. If you can handle a 6-inch screen, which is not really that big, it's probably the size of the iPhone 6 Plus, and you like the size, then this is it right here, man. This is a device that you can't pass up for that price point.
I agree. Tech Right, man. I want to get your opinion because there are some things that I don't like about this phone. And it doesn't take long for me to figure out because I have so many phones. Since you've had the phone longer than me and Tony, what don't you like about it?
Okay, so the stock keyboard that it came with, I kind of saw that when you are typing on the keyboard, the letters kind of go up. It's hard to explain, but they go up, and when you're typing, it's kind of hard to type. But you can always get another keyboard on the Play Store. Another thing I didn't like was that if your internet is not like 100% like good, then you can't play 1080p 60 frame per second videos. It's gonna sample it down to 480 if you don't have a dedicated Wi-Fi that's not working. So that was another con that I noticed about this phone.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Tony, you got any gripes yet?
Well, I haven't really dug deep into the phone, but I'm gonna say I wish it did have double tap to wake, and you know, so far it's been okay. No real complaints on it. I haven't had it for too long though. You know, only a couple hours. So at the moment right now, the speaker, and that's about it right now. I haven't really tested it long enough.
I think one gripe that I could have, but this is for all devices. If phones, and because I have phones that are in the lower tier that actually have the 5 gigahertz band. Now, to my surprise, this one doesn't have it. I was surprised. I was like, wow, you gave it a fingerprint reader. You took away the NFC and prioritized the fingerprint reader, but you didn't give us the 5 gigahertz band. And for those that know, NFC and the 5 gigahertz band, those, Tony, you know, it could easily be dropped in the bucket, you know, and the price shouldn't go up, right? The price shouldn't go up when you drop NFC or 5 gigahertz band in there. And they I don't know how they determined. Maybe in the insides they felt like they couldn't fit it in there. They want to put somewhere else. I don't know, but I know that I would have enjoyed the 5 gigahertz band. I just prefer the 5 gigahertz band because I have like 500 megabits per second, but still I don't get on Wi-Fi. I can get like 300, but on a phone with a 2.4 gigahertz band, I'm only getting maybe 80 and I know that's being picky, but that's what I prefer. I prefer to be on the 5 gigahertz band. Have you guys? Do you guys use 5 gigahertz band at the house, or do you just have 2.4 or what?
I have both. I have 2.4 and I have 5, but I'm connected to 2.4. That's the one I mostly use, so I don't have an issue with it. And yeah, I don't really use 5 gigahertz.
It's fast, bro. It's like worlds faster than the 2.5. I mean, you need to start using it if you got it. You're paying for it. So, TechRite, which one do you use the most, or do you prefer?
I think I use 2.4, but it's running at about probably 80 to 100 megabits per second. I mean, it's fine for me. I don't really have any problems with the internet. Just that it won't do 1080p 60 frames per second. That's really the only problem I have with this phone. Other than that, this phone is pretty solid.
So you said it won't do 60 frames per second video?
No, 1080 60 frames per second. If you guys tried,
I'm getting ready to do it right
look up
now.
a video. Yeah, look it
Wow.
up right now. It sampled it. I mean, your internet may be faster, so it might work for you. But if you're on 2.4 like Tony, maybe you can try it right now. But yeah, guys, try that out. See what happens. But for me, it's sampling it down to 480p.
Oh, you're right. But see, that doesn't just happen with this phone. That happens with all my phones. That's YouTube, I think, man, because sometimes on my Moto Z it does that. Like, I don't know why it does that. You remember YouTube was having that problem? Remember that, dude, when the YouTube was crashing and forcing everybody to watch 1080p, or excuse me, 480p? I think that's happening again, right?
Maybe, but
Yeah,
when
I see that.
I was on my LG Stylo and I was watching at 720 60 frames per second, and it worked just fine.
Well, yeah, I got it pulled up on my Moto Z right now, and it is playing, the same video is playing at 1080p 60 frames per second, but here's what I'll say about that. Here's how I feel about something like that. That's not really a con for me personally, because 1080p is still high quality, and when you're playing it on a small screen, it'll still be pretty clear. It should. It's clear enough for me.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. Yeah, no, like 1080p is clear, but I'm saying that some people with their channel, they only use 1080p 60 frames per second.
That's me.
So when you try to watch a certain video, someone like some big YouTuber, PewDiePie, Leafy is here, someone like that who has 1080p 60 frames per second, you're not getting really the full experience or the best resolution possible on some of those big YouTubers' channels.
So TechRite, what about this? I just played another one of my videos, and it's in 1080p 60 frames per second, but it didn't scale it down to 480, but it let me do it at 1080p.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's is. I'm having the same thing. I'm watching 1080p is working fine for me. It didn't scale it back down.
Yeah, same
no,
here.
I'm
So
talking about strictly 60 frames per second. It doesn't scale it down from the regular 1080p.
All of my videos are pretty much, this camera is 60 frames per second. I leave it at 60 frames per second. That's the only setting. So some of them are playing in 1080p, and the others are playing at 480. Some of them are playing in 720. They're all different for some reason.
Yeah, that's kind of weird to me.
See, look. This video has 60 frames per second, but it's not showing the 60 frames per second, but it's still playing at the higher rate, and it shows it's crystal clear, man. It's really good. If you see it in person, I know what you're saying, because 60 frames per second has that added, it's kind of, it just gives a little bit more motion. It looks better. But for some reason, it's playing them all in different. Some are in 480, some are in like this one's in 480, but this is actually a video that's 1080p 60 frames per second. So I don't know. I think it's YouTube personally. I think it's YouTube because it happens to me on some of my higher end phones. Like this video right here, now it's playing in 1080p. I don't get it. What about you, Tony? Are you experiencing the same thing?
Yeah, I'm getting 1080p. It depends on what videos I'm watching. Some of them go down to 480, some of them 720. This one's actually 1080p. So maybe. Yeah.
But I think TechRite is right. You know, I would love to see 1080p at 60 frames per second. I'd actually take. I'm glad TechRite brought this up. Have you guys ever seen? And once again, shout out to the people in the stream. 5 gigahertz. Okay, so I'm looking at the stream. Yeah, 5 gigahertz is boss. 5 gigahertz is the way to go. And I think Paul Freeman does it just like I do. I'm the only one on my 5 gigahertz band. Everybody else is on the 2.4 gigahertz band. But the reason I do that is because, well, the 2.4 gigahertz band reaches farther. We all know this. And I have a really solid router. But the 5 gigahertz, it doesn't reach as far, but it's much faster. But what I was going to say was, TechRite brought up a good point about resolution. And I know as YouTubers, you guys have seen this before. You can actually code this way. Have you guys ever coded 480p at 60 frames per second? It's crystal clear.
Yeah, I've never done that before. Sounds
You can
crazy.
you can do that, right?
Didn't know that.
Try that out
Some
when you get
kind
a
of
chance.
HTML program.
No. It's just regular. Oh well, I guess it would depend on your camera software or your camera. Because I use my MacBook Pro for all of my editing, and then when I'm on a Windows PC upstairs, when I'm gonna have the PC, I use Sony Vegas Pro. So you can code it down to 480p, 480 60 frames per second. It's crystal clear, dude. It's amazing quality. It is. You can even do 50 frames per second. You can do 480p at 50 frames per second. It's actually really clear, really clear. So we've all picked out a few things that we dislike about the phone. Now let's get into something specific about the phone, which is USB Type-C. So how is it that this company can put it on this phone that's $99 and then I also got it on my Moto Z? How is that possible? How are they getting away with that value? What's your guys' take on that? Do you think it's
what I think
It's
personally
magic.
is that it's magic. No, what I think personally is that T-Mobile's trying to get like more people, like say a company, another company that's competing against Metro PCS, such as Cricket or Boost Mobile. Metro PCS is trying to get to be on that carrier, so they're releasing a phone that's strictly budget, so more people will kind of lean towards the Metro PCS instead of budget. So I think they're trying to find new customers. That's what I think.
I think I agree with that. I think that that's the lure, to lure more customers on their network. And I don't know how they're doing it as far as costs go, but yeah, they did it, man. They did it real good with the ZTE ZMax Pro, man. I'm really enjoying this device. So I think it is metallic on the bottom. For some reason, I haven't seen anywhere where it says that it's not metallic, but I think the frame is metallic, the bezel around the device. And the cool thing about it is it also has 3,400 milliamp battery, man. What do you think about that? They put a big battery in here with a display. So I haven't tested any battery life here. Like I said, I only had it for a few hours. So, but how's the battery life on a Tech Right?
Battery life for me it's pretty good. Continuous use, like playing video games, watching videos, watching Netflix. I would say like with probably half brightness on. I mean, this phone is super bright. If you guys don't know that yet, I would get like about 5-6 hours out of it with continuous use, playing games and watching videos. Is Jay Will still there?
Yeah, I think you got a call. So what do you think about? Let me see have you tested the camera out real good? Because I took like maybe a few still shots. I haven't done any video on it yet, which I plan to do after we're done here. Go take some video.
Yeah, I haven't took like regular video on it yet, but I've taken slow motion. That works very well. The camera on it, the rear camera, when you're taking pictures, I have some samples. I'm sure you can find some more samples in the ZTE ZMax group that Jay Will created. You could look at some of the pictures, and the pictures are beautiful, guys. It's really good camera for the price. Super good.
So what about, LaShawn wants to know about screen on time. What's your average screen on time? It has a pretty big battery. 3,400 milliamps. Have you been monitoring your screen on time? Yeah.
I have. As I said, I've gotten like 5 to 6 hours.
Wow, that's
of
really
screen
good.
on time. But someone asked me to do a battery vlog on my channel of the ZTE ZMax Pro, and I'll probably do that for you guys. See exactly how many hours we get out of this phone with the screen on time, whether it's watching videos, playing video games and stuff. So I'll probably do that on my channel.
Another question that I got is, since you had the device longer than I have, is there any overheating issues? Any overheating issues
No, not at all.
when you're taking like video, because I had a little issue with the Moto G4 when you like long videos, it kind of heats up real bad. So Jay was saying that he thought it was maybe the processor, the 617 processor, Snapdragon.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering, I was curious about that. So no overheating issues that you've had so far?
I haven't had any problems yet. No problems at all with this phone.
Also, AJ Walker wants to know if you've done some gaming on it.
Yes, I have done gaming. I put some gameplay on my channel if you'd like to check that out. Went to the top of the top, guys. Took a look at Modern Combat 5, Dead Trigger. I know someone asked me to do Bullet Force. Played all those games. Runs smooth. No glitching or anything. Runs perfect.
Awesome, awesome. Damn, I'm really interested in the camera, but so I don't see any optical image stabilization on here. You saying it does have it?
Yeah, it has the 13 megapixel camera. The rear-facing one has a image stabilizer.
Okay,
it says
is it
on the
software?
box.
I'm on GSM Arena just reading up. So I haven't really, a couple hours with it, and my experience has been pretty good. I haven't had any lag so far yet. The 615 seems to be running real nice on here. The screen is just gorgeous, man. I can't get over the screen on it, and just the build. The build is amazing for $99. I'm stoked out for it.
Definitely.
Hey guys, sorry guys, I had a phone call. Sorry, I had to take. That was an important phone call I had to take. Sorry about that. I knew you guys were gonna hold it down while I was out. Oh man!
No, but when I turned on the phone, the screen quality was super good. You guys won't be disappointed with this phone at all. I don't think, with the screen quality, at least.
What do you think, guys? Y'all want to take some more phone calls?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm gonna open the phone lines back up. So I'm gonna put the number in. If you guys already have the number, drop it in.
Also, I wanted to.
You're live with TechRight and my man Tony P. And so we're gonna take some more phone calls. I actually have I have an interview with Google, and I'm excited about that. I keep talking about it. I'm super excited that Google. I got with Google. I'm telling you on this live stream. You guys won't see it yet. So it's no big deal, but. I got to prepare for that in a little bit. And I also did an interview with BlackBerry, man. That was actually really exciting. Shout out to I can't say his name, but he knows who he is. He called me. He works for the company BlackBerry. He wanted to link up with me and do an interview. Those things are super exciting, dude, because it's weird hearing a person say, "Oh, guys, it's exciting." Anyway, the phone lines are open. We got my man Tony P. We got TechRight on the line. And we are discussing, man, these things are y'all phones blowing up too? Wow. We got TechRight on the line, and we got Tony P on the line. We're discussing the ZTE Max Pro, newly launched today, and this is very nice. We talked about the hardware. We talked about the cameras. We talked about the build, the USB Type-C. Have we talked about how nice this screen is yet? Did I miss that conversation?
Yeah, I sort of touched on it. But we haven't really discussed it.
Well, can I start?
Sure.
Screen is balls. I said it earlier that I thought this is one of the best IPS displays, and I have a wallpaper on this one. And I will say the wallpapers in this phone, they are not very good. There's not a lot of them, and it's just oh, real quick, AJ, no, it's not a job opportunity. I'm retired, disabled, I'm out. My job is with the church, but they just wanted to discuss something. They wanted to talk about the product that they're, it's something to do with a product, and I'll leave it at that. So, LaShawn, man, make sure you get ready for that Nexus like we talked about last night, or the night before, I think it was. But the screens on here, the wallpapers on here are not very good. I mean, what do you guys think about the wallpapers? I made me a custom wallpaper and put it back there with my name, but this is a very vibrant wallpaper, and I'll probably just put that one on here real quick, because I got to say, shout out to Jose Santana for hooking me up with the wallpapers, man. But the screen is beautiful, and I really think it's nice. I think it's better than my Moto G screen. but it's not top tier. Like we talked about before, I don't think it's better than the J7. The J7 with the AMOLED, yeah, nah. The AMOLED technology is where it's at. I'll go on record and continue to say that until I see an IPS display that's really bossing up like that. But yeah, man, the J7 blows this screen out of the water, so to speak, because it's AMOLED. But the technology is so much better. However, this IPS display is really good, and I think it's better. Now, Tony, you can attest to this. I'll get your thoughts on it as well. You have both of these phones in hand, and then TechRite, you can tell your view on it, I guess. But I think the screen on the ZTE Max Pro is much better than the IPS display on the G4. Tony, what do you think? Well,
I'm going to go ahead and say I agree, simply because I'm comparing them right now, and the ZTE, the whites are just more white, and the Moto G4 is like a yellowish tint to it. Now, side by side is probably the only time you're going to be able to see this. And I turned the screen to max brightness, and you can definitely see that it is much brighter than the Moto G4, and the whites just pop more. I don't know if you can get that on camera, but it's a more brighter display, in my opinion. The ZTE is. Definitely.
I don't disagree. TechRite, you got a phone you can compare it to check the quality?
Not at hand, because I'm recording with or live streaming with the stylo. That's really the only other phone that I have other than the 5X. 5X is in my room though. But I would compare it to the LG stylo. Very, very good screen, and as I said before, super bright screen. Also, I don't think you're gonna have a problem outside in the sunlight with this screen. The screen is super bright.
I don't disagree.
I agree. I think.
Yeah. Tony, have you taken it in direct sunlight yet? I haven't.
No, I just got it. I did a couple calls with you, some video chat with you, and I really haven't used it that much. I'm going to say like a couple hours usage. That's about it. Set up all my apps. I haven't had no outdoor time with it yet in direct sunlight. So.
Oh man, Tony, look who's in the stream. I didn't see him. Jay Johnson Jay is in the stream. What's up, Jay? He just special shout out, man. I didn't even see him in there.
Jay Johnson.
Yeah, he and I was down there sneaking around in the stream. I didn't even see him. Yeah. Does this phone have quick charge?
We have another. I read somewhere it had a charge 2.0, but I'm not sure.
I'm ready to try it right now. So I'll let you know right here live on the stream if it has quick charge. Let's find out. When you plug it in, it should say turbo or quick or something.
Probably not.
Doesn't say anything. No, it does say, please connect the charge. Okay, it says, let me see if I can get, it's scrolling. Reconnect with the furnace charger for quick charging. So it says that the charger in the box is fast charging. But I haven't even opened up.
I haven't tried mine in the box either. I used one that I have out here laying around.
Yeah, I hate to have all these chargers laying around, so let's try the one in the box. It says that it is quick charge. We shall see. Ugh. Let's try it out real quick. This is the power brick that you get, and I don't normally open this stuff because I got all these chargers laying around, dude. I hate to have all these things laying around. I just use one. But let's check out the quick charge. TechRite, did you know? Do you use it? Did you see quick charge or what?
I mean, I don't have a charge. Do you mean with the regular charger?
Yeah.
It charges pretty fast. I'm not sure if it has quick charge, but it charges.
It says that it does. When I plugged in that other one, it said that to get fast charging, plug in the one that comes from the box. But it's just charging. It doesn't say turbo or fast or anything.
Yeah, I didn't say that for me either, but it charges pretty fast.
That sucks. I got a different turbocharger up there I'm going to try, this with USB. So I'll try that. Shout out to everybody in the live stream. I appreciate the support, guys. It's always good to have you guys come in and join in with these things. I wanted to do a special special one. Reached out to these guys yesterday. TechRite had a live stream yesterday, and I invited him over. I said, hey, since you got the phone, you want to come do a stream with me and Tony, because me and Tony had this worked out yesterday too. So always good to do live streams. Man, I love doing live streams. I think the live streams are better than pre-recorded videos, like with unboxing. Tony's been doing a lot of live unboxings, and I've been doing live giveaways and stuff. It's better than doing like a pre-recorded one, because a pre-recorded one you can edit it and stuff like that's fine. But I like these live streams, man, because you get to talk to people, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love the live chat.
Oh yeah, the live chat is off the charts.
That's the best.
Hey, Jay Johnson, you gonna get this one, man? I'm curious what he's gonna say.
Another thing I wanted to add to the ZTE ZMax Pro is that regular mid-range phone. I was taking a look at someone's video, and they said regular mid-range phone has about 5 sensors inside of their phone, but this looks to have about every sensor inside of this phone, as you see right here. If any of you are asking the question of if it can play Pokemon Go, yes, it does have a gyroscope. So the AR mode will work on this phone if you guys are Pokemon Go players out there. This has an accelerometer, magnetic field, orientation, gyroscope, light, proximity sensor, gravity sensor, linear acceleration, rotation vector, magnetic field, game rotation vector, gyroscope, significant motion, step detector, step count, and geomagnetic rotation vector. So it has all of those on here. It's pretty crazy.
This Pokemon thing, man, I still haven't done it. I said I was going to do it, but I still haven't done it yet, man. I just can't. I can't get into it, man. I can't do the Pokemon thing. But it's so popular, man. I just don't even. I'm not even interested in doing it. My daughter plays it. I don't know. It just never interests me. So, I'll try it. I guess it doesn't have NFC though, and for some people that's a deal breaker, but it's not a deal breaker for me. So let's move to battery life. Now I haven't had the phone. I'm still on my first. Like I took it out of the box, and it came at 92%. Man, I didn't charge. I always run it down and then I plug it up. But TechRite, how's your battery life been? You've had it more than 4 hours.
Battery life's actually been pretty good. I've gotten about 5 to 6 hours screen on time just playing video games, watching Netflix, watching YouTube, different kind of things like that, surfing social media. So if you are using this throughout the day, this will definitely last a whole work day for you, and then some when you get home.
Right now, I'm at 50. Now, it came out of the box at 92% for me. I'm at 56%, and I've got 2 hours and 4 minutes of screen on time. Let's see if I can. There's the 56%, and then there's the 2 hours right there, or 4 minutes. So that's where I'm at right now. So I think I'll be able to grab at least 7 hours or 8 hours out of this phone. Easy.
Definitely. Also, someone asked me to do a battery life vlog, basically giving you updates in the video about how the battery life is doing throughout the day and how long it lasts. So I'll probably upload that on my channel. Probably do.
That'd be good, man. So we can kind of get a feel of that, man, to see how it's going to do.
Yeah.
The brightness outdoors, I'm going to test that after this stream. I'm watching the clock here, man, because I have to call into this Google thing and do a video with them. But man, let me tell you, this phone, I'll be testing it. I mean, I activated it on Metro PCS, so I don't have to worry about moving my SIM card around, nothing like that. I think it's going to be real important to really test this phone. I say, testing it and putting it through the paces. Not like some people put it on, they'll put a video on for 5 hours. I don't do that. I actually use it. You know what I mean? Like you use it and you use it as your daily driver. And I'm just going to put one phone down, and I'll be using the Moto Z and this phone going forward until further notice. And so, because this phone already has its own phone number and SIM card, and I'll leave the other SIMs alone. I'll just use these two primarily for at least the next week or two. Well, this one obviously, yeah, this one for sure. But this phone, I'm going to use it for the next month, or the next 3 months. I don't know. I'm going to use it every day like I normally would a phone. And so that means the other phones I'll bump this one to the top of the list, and this will be primary. The other ones will probably get really good battery because they're going to be idle for a while. But this is going to be my go-to right now for budget. I can go on record and tell you, though, and you guys, what do you guys think? You guys have a lot of budget devices. I can go on record and say this has moved to the top of my budget list. And I showed you a bunch of budget phones, but this price to value ratio and specs and all that, this is better to purchase than any other phones that I have right now. So this is up there at the top of the list for me. What do you guys think?
I would definitely say that. I would even go on record of saying this is probably the best budget phone I've ever saw before. Best bang for your buck.
I'm gonna say this is right now. This is officially the king of budget phones right now, in my opinion. For $99, you're really getting a lot. You're getting, as far as hardware, even software. Software is actually running. We didn't talk about that, but it's actually running stock Android 6.0.1, and yeah, this right now. I think this is it right now as far as king of budgets.
Definitely.
Tony's got it. He's right. We didn't talk about the software, but he's right on the money. It's stock Android, so I don't think you're gonna go wrong with that, man. So I do have to end because I've got a lot of notifications coming in. I appreciate everybody coming into the live stream. These pop-up live stream. We didn't know that. Well, we planned this, but I didn't know if we could grab the phone. We just didn't know we were going to be able to actually get it. TechRite is the only one that had it. So when I got this morning, I was like, I hope I can grab one. And Tony beat me to the store. He got his.
Yeah.
So we got him. So that's why we went on ahead and did it. But this phone is really beautiful. I'm going to continue to use it. It's actually not. It's got a 6-inch screen, but I got big hands, so it's not big to me. But some of the key features on here just make it such a fantastic purchase. And that's just, it is what it is, man. I appreciate you guys joining us in this live stream. I'm going to turn it over to TechRite and then Tony, and you guys can close out, and then I'll say my final goodbyes. TechRite, take it away, baby.
Okay, thank you guys for watching in this live stream. Really appreciate it. Awesome dude here, Jay Will and Tony Pazzo. Subscribe to both their channels. Also, if you'd like to check me out, you can look me up in the YouTube search bar. I'm TechRite. But thank you for having me, Jay Will. This is really awesome that you asked me to be on your live stream. But thank you guys for having me.
Tony, you got it, baby.
Okay. This is Tony Pazzo. I know pretty much. If you follow Jay Wills, you probably seen me plenty of times on his live streams. So we all got the same 3 devices. You can subscribe to all 3 channels. We're all going to have most likely different experiences with each device. But yeah, thank you for having me on the show. You can follow me on Twitter, Tony Pazzo 216. Follow me on Instagram, same thing, Tony Pazzo 216. And subscribe to my channel. Thank you, Jay, for having me.
You know what, guys? It's your man, Jay Will. I love doing live streams. I love communicating with the people that watch me. It's all support. It's all love. We got to keep a tight-knit circle, and we got to make sure we keep it about tech. And that's what we've been doing, man. I really appreciate it. Live streams are fantastic. Still, you can join me every Wednesday for Tech Talk. Number 13 is coming up this Wednesday. I'm going to have some great things to talk about. Reason being is because there's a special device that's getting announced tomorrow. And I think it's going to be one to talk about. So tomorrow, look for a live stream on the Galaxy Note 7. No, I will not be showing the Galaxy Note 7 tomorrow. So I know some people might ask, you can't, some things you just can't do. So we're going to talk about it maybe, but I will be doing my Tech Talk number 13 on Wednesday, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks to TechRite for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Tony, as always, you'll see me and Tony again, and Anthony. You can't my project. There's no one by, but I know by Anthony. And you will see us all together again soon enough. We're going to bring you guys a live stream, whether it be on Tony's channel, my channel, or Anthony's channel. Nonetheless, man, it's always good to see you guys in the live stream. I keep telling people all the time, when you're watching these replays, and some of you are watching a replay right now, it's not the same as the live stream. The live chat is so much fun. The people in the live chat is off the charts, man. It's so much fun. Once again, shout out to the moderators that are in the live chat also, Kevin, Keith, and Sean. Thank you guys for taking over that role. I appreciate it for keeping it clean. I really appreciate it, man. So we'll talk about the BlackBerry DTEC 50 again in another stream. Somebody put that in there. I just saw the chat. Yeah, I am going to talk about that. the mods in here, man, we talk often, and most of the people that are mods, actually all of them, we're all in another stream too. We all link up over there too. So fantastic, man. I really appreciate the support. It's just going to be a phenomenal rest of the 2016, man, because there are so many devices coming to the market. What are we going to do? We're going to be overloaded, and I'm going to buy all of the devices that I can afford to buy, that are within my budget, that I can bring to the channel for you to keep good content and good reviews coming, real-world reviews. So shout out to all the tech reviewers out there, all the end users, everybody in the stream, everybody, the mods, the supporters, all you guys who call in sometimes. Stay tuned because the Note 7 is coming, and it's going to be impressive. Is there going to be a flat one? Is there going to be a curved one? You're going to have to find out tomorrow. It's me and J. Will. I'm out. Tony's out. TechRite is out. We're all out. Live stream is out. The mods are out. We've done it again. Peace.
Peace out.